Okay, this is Richard here, and I wanted to tell the story of the behind the post I've just published as to the changes that I'm doing at freetheanimal.com, having gone through quite a process over the last nearly 2 years. How did that start? It started with kind of a spur of the moment decision just over 20 months now of quitting alcohol, and I never really got in trouble from it, but it was too much too often, like I like to say, and I've written many posts about that. So the story goes like this. When I first quit, I just thought I didn't really know what to expect from it, but every day that progressed, it just was a lot easier than I thought it would be after many years and many false starts. And I determined it was the environment, because I just had better things to do. So in other words, I came up with the idea of, kind of get yourself into a decent environment first before you take away your coping with dealing with not such a great environment. So it was pretty easy to do. That's not the subject of this. You can search my blog for alcohol stuff. So because it was so easy, and I initially did a lot of videos, a lot of posts about it. It was kind of like every day for a while, then every week for a while, then every month for a while, then 6 months, then a year. I don't even know if I did a year and a half. But now I'm at 20-some months, still haven't had a drop. The thing is at the same time, just my priorities about everything changed, and my desire to work and do something, besides go out and talk to people at a bar every day. I live here in Pattaya, Thailand. Well, I was living in Phuket, Thailand at the time, but same basic difference. So I just started a lot of activity. I mean, it was just every day something. I was doing a lot of swimming, snorkeling, walks, hikes, doing videos with different cameras, riding my motorbike, blogging a lot. Then at a point, just trying different things, getting more marketing focused on the blog. I think, well, I'm going to turn this into something I'm really going to blow it up in terms of memberships and all of that, make money doing it and everything. And that kind of culminated a couple weeks ago when I looked at everything and I said, everything I've done is successful. Almost everything is successful to some degree, but I was looking for this big breakthrough, right? Like, boom, that's it, I'm on the right track. I just need to reinvest and expand, reinvest, expand, reinvest, expand. I wasn't getting a breakthrough, so I'm doing more and more things. You name it, the downloads, the posts on this series and that series, and promotions, so on, so forth. And I wasn't getting a breakthrough, so it was more and more work to where it was like just all the time. If I wasn't actively working on the blog, I was actively thinking about it. And the results were kind of less and less. So I'm overall growing, but each new thing adds a lot more work with not quite so much results. So it's growth, but it's like at the cost of a lot of work and effort. I'm like, this is not a sustainable thing. And I'm not liking life anymore. And even then, I'm asking myself the question, even if I do get this breakthrough and it's successful, and I scale it, and I hire an assistant, to to manage all the backdoor stuff. But then what am I expected to produce? I'm expected to produce at all these same levels. You know, put out this many posts and have a newsletter. You know, that's the other thing, is the newsletter and advertising, and go out and get advertising and work on all of these other mechanisms behind the scenes to grow the list. It just got to be more and more and more and more. And I said, stop. It was like that. Now, let me catch up. I'll be right back with you. Okay, I'm back. So, I identified a critical error in my thinking about this whole thing. So, while it's true that alcohol cessation was the impetus for everything starting and everything, it was not really anything to hang my hat on. So I'm like expecting all this success over this thing, and while you can make a business out of alcohol cessation, it's a good business. It's not a business I wanted to do. So you're not getting direct results from values you provide in that specific niche. You're just expecting like, oh, you've done this great thing, and you know, you're rewarded like in some sort of a karmic way or something like that, I suppose. And I started to stop to think about it. I thought, well, wait a second. Quitting drinking excessively, you're just doing your job, right? So you know the old thing of like, you know, just do your job, right? So if your shit's fucked up and you fix it, it's okay, good for you. And you can use that as inspiration for other people whose shit's fucked up and say, look, he unfucked his shit, so you can do it too, right? But, you know, it's not standing ovation time, really. I mean, pat on the back, congratulations, good for you. Oh, okay. Okay, but it's not like, oh, wow, right? You're just doing your job, right? You're getting to baseline where you should be as a human being, right? So it's what comes after that that is the thing. And so I said, well, I have, though. The one thing I've done that's over and above is the gym stuff. I've achieved greater progress in now 10 months than, shoot, I mean, everything I've done in the past put together. I mean, it's astounding, and it's because of the discipline to both bust my ass every time I go to the gym without fail, whether I feel like it or not, and to go a lot. I mean, for those who don't know, the history is in July 1st, I just kind of like the same way I quit alcohol. I just willy-nilly just said, I'm going to do this, and just started off doing it. And before I knew it, I'm into it and invested in it, so I finished it. So I decided I'm going to do 30 straight days in the gym, hard workouts, 30 straight days in July, last July. And it's a designed program so that it contemplates which muscles you're exercising which day, and so you have differing recovery periods within that, but you're working out every day. So I did it, and I was like, it changed my body a lot, but it changed my mind even more, and I started to embrace this, you know, do the hard thing, you know, embrace the suck, you know, love that it sucks so bad kind of thing. And do the hard thing because it's hard, you know. Reminiscent of the old JFK speech, you know, we choose to go to the moon because it's difficult, because it's hard, right? So I love that, I think. And so I did. I've performed on that. I've done it like, you know, initially split workouts, but I went from the 30 straight days right into 4 per week, and I do them consecutive. You know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 days off. Then I went to 5 for 4 months. I did 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And then in the last 2 months, I created my own workout thing that's full body. So I went from doing split routines, high frequency, to now doing full body, high frequency. And that is just the greatest thing. And it's my own designed program. Nobody's interested, but that's fine. We'll see what happens in the future. But my progress is astounding at 63 years old. I'm still setting records every time in the gym, you know, and I thought, well, you know, change up the workout, of course you're going to have gains, but they just keep gaining on gains on gains. So anyway, so that's what I've done above and beyond, but at the same time I'm like, I've got to slow this down. I've got to get happy with the work again. Catch up again. I'll be right back with you. Okay, so once I sort of sorted through all of this in my head, you know, the quitting alcohol is great, like really stepping things up is great, really trying to do something that's great, but you know, most of that is just getting to baseline, doing your job, then doing something over and above what a normal human being does and excelling at it. I've done that. That's the gym. I have my own training manual that you can get at my blog. So now that leaves the blog and the writing and this newsletter thing, the new newsletter, the Swagger, which was good. I was getting advertising even. I made like, I don't know, a few $100 over the cost of the thing in just the first month. And I was getting subscriptions to it. I said, no, this isn't what I want to do. I said, well, because I was publishing 3 times a week. I said, maybe go down to 1. I'm like, no, I need to stop with the quantity and focus on quality. I said, well, what's good quality? What do people like the best? And hands down, people like it when I tell stories. Doesn't matter what the story's about. I can tell stories about a Thai girlfriend. I can tell stories about back when I was in the Navy. I can tell stories about back when I was in business. I can tell stories about whatever it is. People just like the stories the best, you know. So I said, well, how about if I just kind of put everything in more of a story format, even the science stuff, because I do that. I tend to write the science stuff in more stories without all these, you know, just chart after chart and data analysis, you know, put you to sleep type stuff. Yes, some people love that and it's necessary to have that, but it's just not really my style, right? Oh, you want the references? Yeah, Google. I did. That's what I did. So anyway, like, well, okay, if I do that, maybe publish twice a week, maybe 3 times a week. Do it like consecutive, like I do the workouts. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, publish 2 or 3 posts. And then think and, you know, do behind the scenes stuff Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's what I'm doing. I said, well, I don't need all this shit. So I go through the blog and it's like, holy shit, all these stuff I was doing, there's like landing pages and sign up forms and all this stuff, and I just wiped it all clean. I went down to, like, I like to think of it like the motorcycle that's on the front page, and that is my motorbike. It's a GPX, which is a Thai bike. It's 200cc, and it's modified, which are my modifications: the big knobby tires and the retro drab green World War II bike paint job with the white star, and it gets lots of attention, believe me, especially the Russians. Everybody wants to take a picture of it. Every day I get stopped, can I take a picture of your motorbike? And so, but anyway, what I love about that motorbike is it's total classic, you know, motorbike. It's everything you need and nothing you don't. There's no fancy shit on it anywhere. It's just a motorbike, you know. 1 down, 5 up. That's it. Clutch and a gas, some lights. And so that's what the blog is now. It's very simple. You can scroll right down the home page. And it's got posts and downloads and videos, and a couple of series that I'm continuing. So that's what I'm doing, and I like it already. I've got stuff that I'm going to be doing, but it's now the post. It's not like, oh, I got to get a post out on this, got to get a post out, got to get a post out. I'm thinking, okay, what is something I can really dig into and do a really solid post in a story format, and that's engaging. Because if people read the stuff, if I make the post where people want to read them, then I'm not going to have any problem with retention. And I'm not trying to change the world. I'm trying to provide something that people want to read. If it's like, oh, Richard's coming out with a post. I like it when people are like, oh, I get an email. Oh, I'm waiting for you to post again. When are you going to post again? Something like that. That means they're looking forward to it. So, and the other thing is I'm going to be doing it, everything's going to go out in email. So it'll be two forms of it. So the public posts the whole thing will be an email, so you can read it there or you can read it online. Just like if you're on subscribed to any Substack or something like that. Same thing, right? If you are a non-paying member, then anything that's public, the whole thing will go out to you. And if it's a private post, you'll be told right in the email. So it's going to have the kind of, I'm not going to fool you like, oh, go read the rest online, and then boom, you click over and oh, it's a paywall. You'll know. So then you can choose right there and just like delete the email or consider it, whatever. There's a link for the blog down below. I think that's about it. So it's just simple, but good stories. Good stories. Hopefully, and if you get like two solid posts a week that you really want to read, I think that's a lot better than having 5 or 6 things and what's next, and boom, your email. It's like, oh, again, I'm behind, and you get behind, and then you're like, oh, I'm never going to catch up. I'm there with a lot of people's stuff. They produce so much, right? Relax. And I don't need to lie. I don't need to do all this marketing bullshit. I just hate doing it anyway. I was gonna talk a lot about that, but let's just say I just hate all the marketing bullshit. I hate trying to hit you up for something. I just produced, okay, this one's for free, this one's for paid. I'm not gonna beg you to subscribe. You know, if you want to read the stuff that's behind the paywall, you'll do so. It's not super expensive anymore, right? I've quit that out too, right? So it's pretty solid value, I think, for the money. And rather than think of it as, oh, pay to get this post, I'm like, if you like the work, if you like my work, then consider supporting what I do, right? So just think of it that way. It's like, yeah, you know, he's doing good shit, and you know, a couple coffees worth of bucks per month is not a big deal for you, right? I don't think that's a big deal for too many people. But you know, and hopefully by getting the quality up and the quantity down, it hits your mind space right, so that you look forward to getting a post, reading it, you know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, boom, like the length of a sitcom, and you're good to go. And whatever you got out of it, you got out of it. And you look forward to the next one. And that's the best I can do. All right. See you later. Thank you.